This is a senior design pitch planned to start fall of 2023. The finished semester will be spring of 2024. This is version 3 of this project. So to give you some context, there was a website called compositiontoday.com. It's still available. You can still pull it up, or at least you could the last time I looked at it. It was active for about 10 years, and I personally used it a lot. I know that it was a very popular website for music composers. But while it still exists, it's mostly non-functional. For instance, you'll get a database error if you search, and there are lots of things that just don't work. I had written to I wrote to the owner of the website, and he said, he wasn't going to maintain it anymore, and he was just going to leave it out there. So anyway, at this point, the website is dead, and my idea was to create a replacement website. So compositiontoday.net is a website that a senior design team created. This team did a fantastic job, and it is in use today. Now, I had a version 1, and they also did a fantastic job, but their site was not well received because it looked more like a blog than a website. So the project right now takes the original compositiontoday.com combined with compositiontoday.net. So the last two projects took the original Composition Today and made a new website that resembles the original, but has all the modernity of the update. So here's the executive summary. Composition Today exists as a website intended to connect musicians to an online community, which allows them to be alerted to competitions, jobs, workshops, and other opportunities. Now, just to make sure that we were on track, one of last year's members went over to the School of Music and talked to one of the composition teachers and made sure that we were creating what users would want. The old site has been on the web ever since 2009, and it's given many users the chance to showcase their works to others. But at a certain point, the maintainer let the site go down. It's still there, but it's non-functional. So the purpose of our project is to create a new site that does at least what the old compositiontoday.com did, and hopefully in a more modern way. So this project is scheduled to start fall of 2023 and go through spring of 2024. Mainly, we just want to make sure that everything is working correctly, that our new features are implemented. We also want to take a look at all the technologies and just make sure everything is done correctly. I know that last year's team did a fabulous job, but we do want to go back and possibly add unit tests, possibly, just make sure everything is good. This project has a fairly large scope. One thing I do want to stress is that we don't want to break anything that last year's team did. We want to make sure that we preserve that and build on top of that. So anyway, the first part of fall semester will be spent doing an analysis of what's already there. So the team has a few advantages. First of all, your sponsor is also the senior design coordinator. So that's me, and I'll be keeping in close contact with you, and you'll always know how to find me and ask questions. I'm also really familiar with all the technology, and I'm familiar with music composition. So basically, I will be providing you with hosting, and actually the hosting is already there. I'm going to go ahead and we'll probably go ahead and have a staging server so we don't have to overwrite the current compositiontoday.net until we're totally ready. So anyway, I will be an active participant in all the decisions that you make. So overall, what we want to do is expand an offering to the community of music composers. We want to give them the ability to maybe see what kind of contests and jobs are out there, maybe connect up with a publisher, and hopefully Composition Today will be the kind of thing that music composers can use to help further their careers. So that's what this project is about. Last year's team did great, and what we're planning on doing is sort of taking this to the next level. Okay, with all that said, now where do we have to go to get this website to the next level? Well, one of the most difficult parts of this, maintaining this website, is constantly updating the data. For instance, music composition contests, jobs, concerts, festivals, they're changing every week. And so what I am asking this next team to do is create a data scraping mechanism that will go ahead and create, scrape the web and create a CSV file that can then be imported into the database. We definitely need some sort of a check on that. We can't just import it into the database. So if we create a CSV file, that way we can sort of go through and just check and make sure everything is correct. It would be really nice also if we could somehow get some composers, maybe over in the School of Music or somewhere else, to look at the website and just give us their feedback. Like, what is it that's good? What is that's not good? What can we do to improve? So feedback on what's there would be phenomenal. I would like to write a blog, so maybe a weekly or monthly blog or something like that, and that way there could be some sort of an element that they could click on it, and it would not be sort of front and center, but if they wanted to read a blog, they could. A news feed would be really nice, and there again, this would rely on data scraping. We'd somehow have to data scrape news about music and music composition, because it would be really labor intensive to continue to maintain that. It would also be really nice if we could feature new compositions, that maybe a composer who had just written some symphony and they said, hey, I've got this MP3 file for this symphony. It'd be just really nice if we could occasionally feature new compositions. And the last thing I've got on this list is a mobile app with limited functionality. The purpose of the mobile app is so that we can send out notifications when there's new data, maybe when there are new music contests or new jobs or whatever. The app will not be fully functional. You can't add stuff. You can't add feed like jobs and stuff yourself. But you can look at what was just added. And so this is a way to kind of keep the users sort of updated and sort of keep them close to the website. There might be other things that we think of as we sort of meet early on in fall semester. We might come up with some ideas. Your ideas are definitely welcome. So anyway, but that's it for compositiontoday.net, and hopefully you will want to work on this project, and hopefully it will be, version 3 will be as fantastic as the last 2 versions.